Welcome to the Seven Podcast. I'm your host, Joseph, and I have with me here today the best chef in the world, in my most humble opinion. I may come off a little biased, but this man's been recognized by Martell, the liquor brand, Fox News, Black San Diego Magazine, and much more, and it's far from being finished. Moves are being made with the bad boys of culinary, doing it for the culture. He runs the best restaurant, again, my most humble opinion, in San Diego. I have to I've been to the restaurant like more times than I could count, whether it's been for an event or an invitation to take photos, which I was always happy to do, or I was just there to eat and enjoy some of the most fire meals I ever had, like from oxtail grilled cheese to the fried crab legs, unshelled. Um, everyone part of the staff was top tier. So shout out to Louisiana Purchase Organization. The odds of having Louisiana Purchase on Louisiana Street in San Diego, that was pretty crazy. They sponsored numerous dope events from feeding the homeless to the sneaker ball, and I'm pretty sure there's more events coming. I could go on and on, but let me shut up and let him introduce himself.
What's up? What's up? What's up, man? This is Chef Quinnton Austin. I'm here. Bad Boys of Culinary, co-owner of Louisiana Purchase, executive chef, culinary director for Grind and Prosper. Man, we're just here. We're blessed, blessed, trying to do it big all over the place, trying to put on for everybody that, couldn't really do it. We're just trying to give them a foundation to lean on. That's all.
Once again, I want to thank you for being here. I'm sure there's always business to conduct, so for you to be here means a lot because time is money. You do anything special for Valentine's Day?
Nah, man. We had like a little Valentine's Day menu. Sold probably about 90 tickets. It was a 4-course dinner. It was like a real sexy, intimate vibe. Tanisha Newman, our new general manager, she really showed out. She did like the roses and the little fire things, and she had a little saxophone player dude in there. So, it was a nice vibe, man. Something really, really romantic and intimate. So we really enjoyed that.
Sounds lit. That sounds like something I could go on a date on my own, like to myself.
Yeah. We was just missing you in there taking the pictures. Like, we were like, oh.
I mean, I wish I was there. I do miss taking pictures there and come back to the kitchen and seeing what's up to y'all.
Yeah, definitely.
So my podcast is for entrepreneurs to listen and understand the life of a profession as if they were pursuing it. They need to know the good and the bad. Social media makes everything look good and easy. They never show the hard work you put in. Everybody just wants the success that comes with it. So can you tell us everything you did to get where you are from the time you woke up and decided to be a chef? No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing. There's a beauty in not knowing everything. You have to leave like a sliver of mystery. There's beauty in learning from your mistakes, and if you provide a way to avoid those mistakes you've made, everyone would just be in your shoes. Learning and growing makes you appreciate your craft, and even more because you see how far you've come. And I want every entrepreneur to experience that. There's a difference between giving a hand and giving a handout. People don't understand that and want the instant gratification of success. They see how successful you are and just want that, not the work or sweat that goes into it. But yeah, what age did you start cooking and what inspired you?
My dad was really a big guy, a big cooking guy. He was like, oh man, like I'm gonna whip this up and whip that up and stuff like that. But as we got a little bit older, they started doing this thing called Fin Night. And my mom and dad, they'll go to work and all this stuff like that. And it was just me, and my sisters and stuff, and we would have to fend for ourselves. So I would go in there and I would just start creating stuff, little project meals, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I would just do like little stuff like that. And I was real handy with it. But my passion really was like art, like drawing and painting and stuff like that. I really liked a lot of things to do with art. But I was told, like, when I started wanting to go to college, I was told that, art don't pay the bills like that. So it kind of like stopped me from like wanting to really pursue, drawing and painting and everything else like that. So I ended up going to college, Southern New Orleans, SUNO, for sociology and psychology. And Hurricane Katrina hit, and I had to get displaced. So I ended up, bouncing around a little bit. Went to Southeastern, and they had like this this dorm room. We used to call it the TP, the little baby Melf, because it looks just like the Melf Me projects in New Orleans. So we would be in there, and it was abandoned for 2 years. They reopened it just to put displaced people in, and it was dirty, like rats and everything. It stunk mold. It was some shit. So we were we was putting down, and there was a bunch of people in there, and I don't know, everybody's spirits was just kind of low, especially at that point in time. Everybody's spirits low. Everything was like it was like the wild wild west. It was like the free for all. Um, People was finding out loved ones was gone, and everybody was wilding, and people was in Houston tearing it up, and then went to Atlanta, and then the people that was left in New Orleans, it was like it was a real life purge. It was really the purge. So we to boost everybody's spirits up. I remember the chick. It was a couple people. I remember a chick named Amber, and there was another little chick. They got their food stamp card for FEMA. They went and bought like buku food, and they came back to the dorm rooms, and it was like, "Oh, we need someone to cook this food." Now, my jobs has always been in restaurants, whether it was like washing dishes or prepping or whatever. Like I always worked in a restaurant. So I was like, well, I could cook. And so we used to set up like these little hot eyes and these George Foreman grills. And I would put like the hot eyes, I was like frying chicken and the hot eyes, like with the little grease thing, frying the little chicken. We was cooking steaks. We was making pastas, spaghetti. We was like tearing it down in the dorm rooms,
Mm-hmm.
and we was going around passing out plates to all our people. You know what I'm saying? Like we had like the top floor had a bunch of people from the Calio project, so we would go up there, hand out stuff. We had people, people from like La Place and just like the whole little area. We was just passing out stuff. Just here you go, here you go, here you go. So the and mind you, our room is like across the tracks. It was just we was just by ourselves. So shit started getting so big that the whole other side of the tracks, that's where the whole actual school and all the nice dorms and all the people that actually went to, they all was like coming over across the track just to get plates. So we started selling them. Like, man, we're gonna sell these plates. So we started selling them plates, and then the word just started booming, and everybody was like, man, that boy really be cooking. But that's really what got it started. I'm like, dang, like people really loving it. But it was like it was really just to give back. It was always to give back. So
Mm-hmm.
um after that, because I didn't go to class, like nobody really went to class. So after that, I was just like, man, I don't know what I really want to do, blah, 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 blah. I was like, well, I'm gonna just go to culinary school. So I ended up going to culinary school, and that's where I really like found like a new passion uh for the art of cooking. Like we knew the basics, but like for the art of cooking, like just letting your imagination run wild and freely and being able to do whatever you want to do, and putting flavors together that you normally don't think that could go together. And I was blessed to be able to do that you know in in my city, because New Orleans, well, everybody knows like the mecca of culinary. It's like so many things started in New Orleans, and so many traditions, and so many flavors, and so on and so on. Everything started there. And I tell everybody is like, yo, look, like I'm coming from a place that was built by us, as Black people. Like it's built by us, is like food for us by us.
Mm-hmm.
And everything is ours. And then taking that and coming to San Diego, where at times you feel like nothing is for us, is a different culturally. So the mind state is to take that and bring it to different places. So that's always been like a New Orleans mind state. It's like you go to Houston now and they got bounce clubs, and you go to they got snowball shops in Atlanta, and they got daiquiri shops all the way in Vegas. You know, it's like that's always the mind state to take our stuff, and wherever we go, we're gonna cement our stuff there. And it's like, it's like, dang, like, oh well, somebody from New Orleans must have came out here. Like, So that's always been our thing, because we can't go that long without our own culture, without our own stuff, until we start getting agitated. So
For sure.
we have to. We have to. So that's what really got me big on like cooking, going to culinary school, learning different stuff, working for different cats, working for different restaurants. The whole idea was I wanted to be the best, um, for myself, but it was more so I didn't want to be a failure. Um, the drive of not wanting to be a failure, not wanting to end up in prison, not wanting to be dead. Especially at that point in time, like New Orleans always been known as like the murder capital and all that kind of stuff like that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like you don't want to get caught up in certain things, which is inevitable. You do get caught up in certain things, but it's like, how can I maneuver around that and really like be something more than what people think I'm supposed to be? And that was like the biggest thing. So I would go to like different restaurants, and I'll work 3, 4 jobs. I'll work at an Italian restaurant in the morning, steakhouse at night, hotel overnight. I'll work at uh, a bistro, a French restaurant at night, a gastro pub overnight, just so I could learn different techniques, different ways of cooking, different things to do, so I could be more well-rounded. If someone comes to me, say right now, say, hey, I want to open this Chinese restaurant, I can do it. If someone says I want to open a Sicilian restaurant, I could do it. If someone says I want to open a Jamaican restaurant, I could do it. That was my mindset. Like, don't be limited in what you could do. You're more valuable if you're not limited. So I'll work at all these places and work my way, through the French quarters, and they call that's the jungle. The French quarters is the jungle. You work your way through the French quarters. You work your way uptown, Magazine Street. You work and bouncing around all the different places, and you meet different people. You start seeing how it is to really be a manager, and you start how you talk to people and how you build connections and how you conduct yourself on a professional level and an unprofessional level. New Orleans, with all the love that you have for it, New Orleans at times can be unprofessional, especially in the culinary world. There's been times where, I mean, I tell everybody this in New Orleans, your line is half ex convicts, half dudes that just want to get a check, and the other half is people that came from culinary school. So you sitting there on grill next to a dude that just came home off a murder charge, and
Mm-hmm.
y'all got a common goal. Your common goal is the bang this food out. In the first quarter, you may do 1,500 people just for lunch, and another 2,000 people for dinner. So it's like these are your brothers. Sometimes you're not going to get along. There's been times where you come, the GM come down, the GM say the whole line, he was like, hey, everybody, I need you to put your I know most of you guys came with guns. I need y'all to put y'all guns in the lockers. The whole line walk off. I'm talking about 20, 30 dudes walk off to go put their guns in their locker, come back, start working. There's been times where
That's great.
where the chef will come and throw a plate at you and say, this ain't right, fix this shit. Just throw the plate. And you may get mad, you know what I'm saying? And the chef tell you, he's like, man, we could clock out, go to the yard, fight, and come back, clock back in, and go back to work. There's been times where, the chef went out there, fought, come back, went right back to work. You know what I'm saying? So it was really, really edgy. It is really like that's just how they coming. So you learn all that, and then you take it, and then you mold it, and then you have this love and passion for it, and it makes you want to do more. It makes you want to be a lead line. Then you be a sous chef. You work your way up. Like one of the problems I was San Diego is everybody feel like it should be given to you. We
Mm-hmm.
work our way up. I know I look at all the resumes. Mostly everybody in San Diego only been cooking for about 4 or 5 years.
Mhm.
That's it. Like when I look at their resumes, everything before cooking was like construction, school teaching. I'm like, dang, you go to New Orleans, you look at their resume, they've been cooking, they may be 42, they've been cooking since they was 15,
Mm.
14. You know what I'm saying? Like we everybody's a vet and everybody want the same thing and everybody got talent. So the pool is way deeper. So it's like you really have to work hard for it. Like to give you an example for everybody that's listening, I was working at a restaurant called Copeland's. Copeland's is Al Copeland's restaurant. Al Copeland's the owner of Popeyes, shareholder of Church's Chicken. The corporate chef came in there one day, fired everybody on the line except for me and one other dude in the morning. Fired everybody. Me and one other dude. He went outside, hired a whole new staff, came back. We opened for 5 o'clock. It's it's so easy to find cooks out there. It's
Mhm.
easy. It's so nobody. So we could throw a cook away like it's nothing. Everybody out there doing it. So that's just how it is. So it makes you even more hungrier. It makes you more. For some it makes them more snakish, but for some it makes them more hungry, more humble. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep pushing, and then once you finally make it to that executive chef level, that's something that they could never take from you. You finally made it. When you made it there, that's when you really start learning, especially in New Orleans. That's when you really start learning. I tell everybody, start at corporate first. Start for corporate restaurants first so you can see the structure, then go to mom and pops for the creativity. But when you start seeing the structure and you start learning the numbers, and and people think like we just make these item costs, we just get it out our ass and just put it on a piece of paper saying, oh, we're just gonna charge $30 for this. Nah, everything is cost. Everything is cost within the 25 to 30% range. That's how much we need to run the business. You know what I'm saying? We need food costs to be around 25 to 30% of our sales. We need alcohol to be roughly around 12, maybe 15. Labor has to be around 17, maybe less than that is even better. So these costs has to be hit in order for your restaurant to make a profit to pay bills. So that's something you learn a lot from corporate places because they have that structure already in place. So once you start doing that and you start learning the business aspect of the corporate world, and then you translate that to like the more mom and pops or the more independent restaurants, and you start seeing that's when the menu creativity, and when all that stuff starts taking place, that's when your mind starts getting, really advanced to where I could just sit down and create a menu in my sleep. And then once that happens, you feel like you're ready for that big jump of being a part of something or even opening your own food truck or restaurant because you have that business aspect down. And a lot of people don't really understand that, especially these like personal chefs and cooks like that. They just go about pricing and doing things how they want to do it, but there is a system on how you're supposed to do it. And I tell everybody that all the time. So that's like the biggest thing. That's been my journey so far is mastering all that to get into a place where I could be a part of opening multiple concepts.
Yeah, you clearly come a long way because I seen it. Like now you're executive chef now, correct?
Yeah, and well now I'm a corporate chef, culinary director. So
Mm.
how we do that is everything that's spent off of anything Louisiana brand is me. Anything that's un-Louisiana brand, I'm the corporate chef for that. So Miss B's, Coco Maya's, Park 101's, uh, anything like that. Uh, that's all me being the corporate chef of that, meaning I do the menus, I handle everything with the kitchen, I do all that, the food stuff. I hire a chef, the chef perfects it, the chef does it. Bam. That's my stake in that. Um, and it's
That's
it's
dope.
it's it's rewarding. Yeah, it's rewarding. Any new concept that pops up, I have my hand in it. It's to the point now where even other restaurants come in and be like, "Hey, Can you give me some pointers? Can you help me out with the menu? Can you do that? And I do that also. So it's rewarding.
That's crazy. Because like you said, you have like your hand in like every different field. Like one day you'll be working at spaghetti, like you work at an Italian restaurant, and then at the end of the day you work at a steakhouse. So like you've had your experience in like all different locations and types of food, and
Yes.
you have that experience to be able to branch out and do what you want. And that's like the dopest part of like, and you're still growing. Like there's no end to it.
There
Because
is no end to it. There is no
mm-hmm,
end to it. You just got to keep on growing and developing. You can't be content. My dad always said content is failure. Can't be
mm-hmm,
content. You got to keep on pushing. I mean, I mean, things just change. Like, when you're living in certain areas, but like, back home is like being content. You get passed up real quick. So it's just you just got to keep on developing your skills and stay
mm-hmm,
humble and keep cooking. Like even now, like I still get in the kitchen and cook. A
mm-hmm.
lot of chefs don't get in the kitchen and cook no more. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of chefs that don't cook. Like I still get in there. Oh, we're short staffed. I'm putting an apron on. Oh, we don't have this. I'm gonna do it. Special dinners, special events. I'm cooking. You still have to do that. You still have to, you still have to get in there. And we're about to open Q&As in Oceanside, Q&A Oyster Bar. For that whole opening, I'm gonna be in there cooking. That's just the reality of it. You have to get in there cook. Like I said, a lot of chefs don't want to cook no more. But
Yeah, that's how you
once
know
you
you
once
love.
you make it to that level, yeah, right. That's
That's
how
how
you
you know
know
you
you
love the
love it.
business. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You say, can't get content because then once you start getting content, then that's when the creativity starts dying down, and then the fun starts dying down. Then you don't want to do it no more. Then like, what's next? But if you keep on going, and there's always new ways to branch out, be creative, and create new things, and like that's how people you don't realize like they end up giving up after so long. But
yeah. You gotta stay with it.
mm-hmm.
Stay with it, and be in a position to where you can open more. Like I'm blessed to be in a position to where Louisiana Purchase took off so hard and is doing so good that more and more people want to invest, and more people want to do more. Like it's in the
Mm-hmm.
position would be like, I'll be like, hey, I want to open another spot.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll just be how much you need. It's just you be blessed to get to that point is when you put all your heart and your passion into something. You know what I'm saying? Like Louisiana Purchase, and then you could branch off to do Q&As, and you could branch off to do other spin-off concepts. Like we're not going to do the same Louisiana Purchase. We're just going to do spin-off concepts of what Louisiana Purchase is and make it a whole new branch. You know what I'm saying? Is you get blessed to do that.
For sure. I was blessed to see the growth of Louisiana Purchase because I remember when I first started going, it was like rarely ever like it wasn't really like a long line where I had to wait long. Like recently before I left and everything, it was always like yeah, like either I had a call before you come because it was like always people there at that point because like people just love being there. Like the vibe was good, the music was good. It's like inevitable to not be busy when you're just that good.
Yeah,
So
definitely, definitely. And I tell everybody like, man, look, and it might just be like I said, you learn a lot from New Orleans and do a lot in New Orleans. We are more hospitality driven.
mm-hmm.
So I tell everybody, man, you can't forget. Don't forget who made you hot. You can never forget who made you hot. You know what I'm saying? You never forget the certain people that helped you get to where you are. Before COVID, I would say before COVID we was jumping. Before COVID, we was
Mm-hmm.
hitting a peak that was unheard of before COVID. Before COVID, we was there. Matter of fact, I don't know if you went to that first Mardi Gras party.
I
I don't know
believe
if
I
you was
did.
there.
I think I did. I got
We
I got
we
my
was
pictures.
matter of fact, you was there because you had some
Mm-hmm.
pictures in the back. We was
Mm-hmm.
so packed. We allowed standing room. People were standing on top of each other just to be in Louisiana Purge. Fire marshal could have shut us down. We were so packed. Then COVID hit. Then COVID hit, and I had this idea to where I was like, man, I'm gonna just hit social media hard, hit
Mm-hmm.
them hard, like just let everybody just focus on social media because that's all people got. They was
Yeah,
at home.
you stood
Focus on social
hungry.
media. We're gonna hit social media. We out social media every restaurant in San Diego. When our reps and everybody was telling people how packed Louisiana Purchase was, we had big dog companies hitting us up saying, what are you guys doing? You know what I'm saying? We had big dog companies hating on it. We had Kettner Exchange hating on us. We had big dog companies. We had the Juniper and Ivies, the you know what I'm saying? All these places that is nationally known and all this stuff like that, so called and all. We had them like, what are they doing? How do they have a line? How do they have a line during COVID? What's going on? So you can never forget, you know what I'm saying? You never forget, but like you and Cherie and Steph and Sheena and the Wiley family, and you know what I'm saying? And there's like so many others that made us hot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's,
For
it's
sure.
like you don't forget, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to
I'm
like Paul George. Paul George is the
for
one
sure.
he put us on blast and he had us popping. He had us popping. Shout out to
Yeah,
Paul George.
I
You
didn't know
know,
that.
yeah, oh man, Paul George came in. Paul George came.
Yeah.
I remember our Instagram account was at like I want to say 7,000. Paul
Mm-hmm.
George came in with his family, loved everything, posted about him and his girl, posted a bunch of stuff. The next day, we was at 12,000
Whew.
in a day.
Power of social
Like,
media.
bruh, like I was like, shout out to Paul George, man. Then
Boy.
he came back, did it again. I'm like, dang. Then after that, we started getting like the Kawhis and everybody coming in, and then like the LA
Damn.
people started coming in deep. Like, yeah, so we started getting like all the LA love, and I was like, yeah, it's you know,
That's
we
big.
trying to submit ourselves. Yeah. So like, you know, you just never forget who made that. That's why when certain people come in, I always say like, man, let them in. Let them like
Mm-hmm.
let them in. Let them do what they want. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you just can't ever forget. Never
For
forget.
sure. Yeah, I feel blessed to be even part of experiencing everything, being there, um being cool with the staff and everything, like being able to even eat there, period. Like that's definitely hands down my favorite restaurant in San Diego. And I, I would take that to the grave. I don't care what anybody says. People always ask me, like, oh, do you get free food there? Because I be eating there so much. Like, nah, it's worth every penny though, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Things people don't understand. Things cost when you know when they really being made. When the shit ain't out the
Mm-hmm.
can, you know what I'm saying? Things cost, man. You got to pay for that. But people, you know, people get it. It's to the point now where it's weeded out. You know, the people that can't pay don't want to pay. They stay
Mm-hmm.
where they at.
Oh
The
yeah,
people that do, you know, they come through and show love. So
you got your
it's to the point now
reoccurring.
where, yeah. So this is the point now where we weeded out the negative. You know what I'm saying? And now it's all good vibes and positivity.
You got through the storm, through the like how was COVID? Like I know you said you was because I remember going there during COVID all the time. Like you just come or you call in the order, come pick it up and everything. So it was like almost like you guys never slowed down with business. So like it was always popping for me when I went there. So what was it like the toughest
Yeah.
part of that?
The toughest part was it was only three people working there. That was the toughest part, and we was probably more busier than we was more busier than COVID than a lot of these smaller restaurants is right now after COVID. Like we and it was just three people working. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
we was hooking people up. You know, we was hooking people up, and it was cool because we got to see and meet different people. You know what I'm saying? Like we gained a whole new clientele during
Oh yeah.
COVID of people that we never really seen before. And like I said, with the connections, they still come now. You know, they
Mm-hmm.
started coming during COVID. They still come now. And we remember those people. We show love to those people too. That always come in, always show support. always, here for us and stuff like that. So we make sure to, we make sure to show love to them also because they helped us during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of that. But the hardest part was just getting it all done because it was just three of us.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Chef Phil, and Jasmine. So it was just three people, and we was like hustling. And then we was doing family packs, and we
Mm-hmm.
was doing
I
family
remember.
packs and all kind of like certain stuff. And man, it's like, oh man, this shit. It was tiring, But
I bet. But like
yeah,
you
but I
lasted through
mean,
COVID, so like if you could last through that, then you just know you can last through anything at this point. So
definitely, and that's how you're supposed to feel.
yeah, because I know like a lot of restaurants whatever probably went out of business during that time. So Louisiana Purchase is still standing. So definitely got those new clients coming, like trying to taste what you guys got, and they just stuck around like you said.
They just stuck around, man. They just stuck around. We starting to get more and more people coming through. Like, what I'm saying? More and more people show love. There's bunch of people that still haven't been yet. And we get different people every day, and it's all love. We love we love it. We start getting support from different people. There's like TikTok videos and all this other kind of stuff, and everybody coming through, and
Mm-hmm.
showing love and support. So it's all good.
Yeah, I remember you guys used to have like a set menu, right? And then you started like branching out. Was that always part of the plan or like that was like a inspiration that just made it pop off? Like I remember when you guys started doing like burrito tacos and then you started doing the oxtail grilled cheese and the fried crab legs. Was that always in the plan or like that was just like something like inspiration?
Nah, see what that was. I was at a restaurant. I helped open a restaurant back home, and it was something that people it was to get engaged with different people. So back we did a different menu item every day, and
Mm-hmm.
people loved it. And people was engaged, and it kept them going to like social media to see like, okay, what's going on today? What we got today? What's going on today?
Mm-hmm.
And and people really enjoyed it. So we just always decided to just keep it going like that.
Yeah.
But before we was doing it every week, we was doing a different menu. We went from a different menu every week, different menu every day, to now we just do it about the month. So we just do a
Mm-hmm.
different menu every month, mostly because I'm getting ready to open Q&As. So I'm not really there to kind of tweak stuff and do stuff how I want it. So, but now they're doing it every month, which is cool. So yeah, everybody,
Yeah.
they enjoyed that.
Yeah, I definitely loved it. Like it was always like a mystery. It was what's on the menu today. It's like it wasn't on the actual menu. It's like a secret menu that people felt like people love that exclusivity when like they know
Yeah.
they're getting something not on the menu. But like you had like the soul rolls one day, you had the oxtail grilled cheese the other day, then you had the jerk shrimp pasta another day. It was just like the list goes on. It was crazy. Like I want to try everything. It was like
Yep.
no stopping me, especially because
Exactly.
and when we had the
Exactly.
bone-in ribeye. That was my thing. But I was
Yeah.
obsessed with that one. Y'all cooked like the best steak I've ever had. So
Yeah. I mean, that's just go to show like it's that pan searing, but my history in steakhouses, is deep. So I try to, make sure I take pride in when I cook those steaks. But
mm-hmm.
people really love that, and it's funny because there's people that always say like, why this person gets special privileges, and why this person uh Remy came in and got this, or Tawana came in and got this. Why this person got that? And I'm just like, it's on the menu. What menu? I don't see it. I mean, you gotta look on Instagram because that's the only place it's at. I said, if you didn't go look on Instagram, you ain't gonna know you ain't gonna know what's going on.
And that's
And
how you
they're
get
just
them
like,
followers.
yeah, you gotta go on Instagram and look, and they be like, it looks so good. I wish I would have known.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know,
I've seen that. I've seen that numerous times. People look at my plate like, "What?"
yeah,
That's
like
crazy.
how did you get that? I never seen that.
I
Yeah,
mean, I've been asked too before. I was sitting at the bar eating my food. They're like, "Where you get that? How it taste?" Like, I was
exactly,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
Is it like a chef you want to be like, or you want to meet? Yeah, who has like anybody?
There was never really a chef that I wanted to be like. I just always wanted to I always wanted to create and do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because being in New Orleans, we was around so many good chefs, Michelin star, James Beard chefs. Like New Orleans,
Oh
we would
yeah.
have we have so many James Beard Award winners. Like San Diego would have like one. New Orleans will have like 20. Like we'll
Okay.
have 20 in a year. So it's just like
Mm-hmm.
we had so many that we was able to work with, like Susan Spicer, Nina Compton, like all these different people. I forgot Spencer, I forgot his name, but there was like all these different chefs that's coming in from all these different restaurants. You know what I'm saying? Like the Marios and the Brennans and,
Mm-hmm.
the Dickie Brennans, Ralph Brennans, Commander's Palace, Chef Tory over there back when he was there. I got a chance to be around all these different people. So it's kind of like, these are the
Yeah, it's
people,
hard.
like, these are the hot, this is the hotness right here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
this is the hotness right here. I had a chance to be around all these different chefs, which mostly all of them host shows or judge shows on Food Channel Network. So it was like I got a chance to I already had a chance to be around all of them. So
Mm-hmm.
and there's never really like someone I was like I just felt like I had to meet, especially like a lot of chefs up north. Like I
Mm-hmm.
know like New York got a lot of good chefs. Kwame is probably a chef that I would like to do something with.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like I mean,
Yeah,
we
you've been
got it.
through
So
you've
I've,
been through a
I've been
lot. So I
through them.
mean, like it's hard to impress at this point because you like you said you've been around so much. Like you came from the stomping grounds of where they cook, so it's pretty much like
Exactly. So it was
crazy.
never really. Yeah, yeah. And even here, like some of the good chefs that they have here, like I met a lot of them, and and they're all like good in their own way, like Chef Brad at Trust, stuff like that. And I mean, I met most of them, so I don't really, I don't really see myself like fanboying over any other, really, no other chef out there. So I just always wanted to do my own thing and be in my own way, in my own lane. So
Mhm. Yeah, I was gonna ask you if this was just like your first podcast, but like that have been. I've seen you on like talk shows, so like I feel like this is nothing new.
oh yeah, yeah. I've been on a lot of different podcasts. I've been on a lot. So they got a lost. I'm gonna say right now they got a lost file podcast. It's me, Courtney from Hindu Studio, and Mike, owner of Black Magazine. We have a podcast on dating black while in San Diego. All I'm gonna let you know is that podcast was straight heat, straight flames. You heard me?
For
That
sure.
that podcast was well, that podcast was so nice. They did not want to put that podcast out. So
I'm gonna
I
check it
wish
out.
I wish they deleted it. They
Oh,
said,
for
"Oh,
real?
we can't put this out." I'm like, man, why can't we put? Hey, we were speaking our truth. Why can't we put this out? You know what I'm saying? It was
What?
like, nah, I don't want people to get mad or people. Ain't nobody gonna get
Uh-uh.
mad.
Freedom
Nah,
of
put that
speech.
out. Freedom of speech. I like, man, but we're gonna redo it. We're gonna redo it. Hopefully we can redo it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hold back mine. I'm not gonna hold back on my end. I'm gonna say everything that need to be said. You know what I'm saying? For
Mhm.
everybody, I tell everybody, I got a lot of stuff to say, but I do different podcasts. I did that one. We did a sports podcast. um, I did a couple culinary San Diego Food and Wine, San Diego Magazine. I did a couple podcasts for them. Did one with the Chef Works. Yeah, different people. So I've been blessed to
That's
dib and
dope.
dab. Hopefully, I'm
That-
trying to get a TV soon. You know,
That's that recognition. That's how you know you're doing something right. That's like that's the
yeah,
beauty of it. Like if you love what you do and you stick to it, the better you get at it, the more people recognize, and like it just grows from there. Like inevitably, like people don't recognize that. They just want to jump to a field that's not their lane, and they don't do good in it,
exactly.
and they quit because it wasn't their lane to begin with. So people just need to find their lane and stick to it.
They do.
Mhm. And once you do that podcast again, I'll put the link to that in this podcast so that people can see. That definitely wants to
Yeah,
hear about
man.
what you
Man,
do.
we was dropping jewel, man. We was dropping jewels in that thing, man. You know,
Yeah.
we was dropping jewels, man. It was like it was what needed to be said out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, look, and before people start thinking, nah, we was being very supportive of our sisters, you know, but we was just dropping we was dropping jewels.
Mm-hmm.
We was dropping some gems, especially for some of these fellas out here, you know what I'm saying? But
So you
you know, hey,
deleted it. Like it's gone, forgive it.
that, he
That's crazy.
that's what he said. He said I had to delete it, man. And I'm like, man, he should have let that thing ride, bro. Let that thing
That's
ride.
crazy. Can you explain a little bit more about the Bad Boys of Culinary? I know that's moving.
Yeah,
It's like a movement. Like it's growing. I see it.
yeah, it's growing. It's growing pretty heavy now. Pretty much, it started as uh, I can't really say it started as like culture, right? I
Mm-hmm.
said the same thing about like in New Orleans, we had this culture. Everybody's together, like all the cook after shifts, all the cooks all hang together from different restaurants. Different restaurants, you meet different people, front of house, back of the house. Everybody chill together. Different chefs come together. They talk their little shit. It's culture. Um, that culture was not here at all. Everybody was doing their own thing. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
was separate, you know. So everybody was doing their own thing separately. Um, you get on Black San Diego, and one of the questions that they have is, "I need a chef." They ask that question like maybe like 10 times a day. I
Yeah.
need a chef. Tag them, literally. Man, and it'd be the same chefs that pop up. Like you could really just go on the search log and then search it, and you'll see. But it's the same people that pop up, right? So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, man, all these people pop up. I was like, nobody ever did none together. And it was like, nah, you know. So I was like, all right. Like I said, New Orleans, that's our culture. That's our culture. No matter what anybody say or anybody, oh, this and this and this, that the the togetherness of chefs is us. That's NOLA. That was not here. When I first moved here, there was nobody really making noise as far as doing events, coming together, black culinary. Nobody was really making noise like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, Chef Kelson hit me up asking about crab cake. I was like, yeah, cool. And he was like, yeah, Chef Q, he just told me how to do the crab cake. Like it was, you know, it was nothing. First time talking to him
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not that type of dude. Like I'm gonna let everybody know anything. Like you can ask me anything, I don't care. I'm gonna answer. You know,
Mm-hmm.
told him what it was. So me and Cousin was cool. Chef Josh wanted to do some, if I'm not mistaken, it was a wing day or something. I was like, I'll think about it, you know. But stayed in contact with him. Already knew Chef Pete. Already knew Chef Pete. Uh, so it was just like one of those things where I was like, man, we should do like a black culinary showcase. And I was just watching Bad Boys of Comedy, and no, it was Kings of Comedy. It was I was watching Kings of
Mm-hmm.
Comedy,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, that would be dope if we do like Bad Boys of Culinary, and I started hashtag right. So when they would come in, they would ask, "Oh, what chefs this and this and this is available?" I would tag all of them, and I would put Bad Boys of Culinary,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like a little, you know, look like a little thing, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
shit, we did the first event. Tickets sold out, and I think they said like 20 minutes. Like, I was like, God damn, tickets sold out in 20 minutes. You heard me? Like 20 minutes, boom, done. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. They wanted this. Okay. Did the first event. Second event, we come back, it's bigger. It's in Carlsbad, Park 101. Sold out in about an hour and a half. Almost 100 tickets. Over 100 tickets. Sold out. Bam. We had everybody from the Mayor Faulkner to Marshall Falk. Everybody in the building. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the building.
That's
cool. Cool. After that, it was just like, this was cool, and I didn't know how I wanted to kind of go about it. Like, do it different people in different states, do it as like a different little thing, like interact to change out the people, stuff like that. So when makers came for Black History, they was like, oh, we have a Black History Fund, which is funny. So this is another side note. Companies in San Diego have Black History funds. Most of the companies choose not to use them. Facts. Crazy. They could throw so many different Black History things just off of like the funds that they got. Makers had I think it was like a $10,000 bump just to do something for Black History Month. How many Black History Month things do you see in San Diego? Events or anything by anybody?
Not a lot.
You barely see any. So that just go to show you that most of these companies take that money in their pocket. Mm-hmm. They don't try to do nothing. So as messed up as that sound, but makers came and it was like, hey, we want to do something, this and this and this, but we want the Bad Boys of Culinary, but we want it condensed down. Trevor, which is the makers rep for San Diego, said he worked with Duval. He wanted Duval. I already was familiar with Duval. Duval came, got Kelston, bam. We did the makers event, blew it up, blew it out the water. Everybody loved it. It was great. That kind of like shaped how we went about like the whole Bad Boys thing. Now I started putting it in local magazine, different magazines. Every time someone asked, I would throw it out there, Bad Boys of Culinary, group of Black chefs. Then it started being a big thing, right? Mm-hmm. So after that, I was pretty much like, well, I could just do different events anywhere I go. Like I could just call up, I could go back to New Orleans and do a Bad Boys event, like I wasn't really tripping. Chef Kelson is the one that wanted to keep this thing going in a certain direction, right? Mm-hmm. I was just gonna be like, all right, cool, I did it. I'm gonna just go do it somewhere else. I'll go to LA and do it, something like that. So Chef Kelson was like, man, we could do a nonprofit, we could do this, we could do that, we could do this and this and this and this. He came with like this whole plan, this whole PowerPoint presentation. I'm like, dude, if that's what you want to do, go ahead, do it. So he knocked all that stuff out. He got all the information down, all the information done. He like, man, I think this could be something, that can grow. I was like, all right, if that's what you want to do, cool. So he went for it and he got the paperwork stuff. We signed off the paperwork. We did all this other kind of stuff. LLC, nonprofit, trademark, bam, 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 done. So now you have it. Bad Boys of Culinary. Now we're doing a culinary showcase February 21st, this Monday, of new up-and-coming chefs.
Damn, that's crazy. So do y'all plan on like traveling and doing events?
That was the idea. That was always the idea. Mm-hmm. That was always the idea. I mean, even if I remember sitting down and I was asked, because Bad Boys of Culinary was me. So someone asked, it was like, so what do you feel like your plan is going to be? Do you want to just do a whole new team? A whole new, we could do an event. We could do a whole new team. We could do a whole new this, whole new that. You could go to LA, you could go to DC, go to Chicago, do a whole new team, and really like move forward with this. Me being me, because I'm the type of person that be like, if I start something with someone, I always feel like they should be. I'm loyal to a default, so to speak. So I'm like, I wouldn't start a new team. I would just interchange people, switch people
Mhm.
out for different states. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So I would it would be like if it's in LA, it would be me, Kelson, two other chefs. If it's in Miami or Houston, it'll be Josh Duval, two other chefs. If it's in New Orleans, it'll be me, Josh, two others. Like everything just gets switched out between who we have, and we just all become like this group of bad boys of culinary. So that's how we got
How
to
many
go.
members y'all got in Bad Boys of Culinary so far? Is it like a thing that y'all gonna keep
Right
us?
now,
Mhm.
oh man, right now, I mean, we grew pretty heavy. I would say maybe seven.
7. Are you planning on keeping like a consistent amount and just like having people come under you and like
Uh, so what we're gonna do now is people's gonna come under us, and then they have to pay a fee, almost like
mhm,
the culinary, like the executive chef corporation or chef de cuisine corporation.
mhm,
You come in, you pay a fee, and with that you get like training, bulletins, different things. That's what we're building up to. So you get
mhm.
a bunch of different perks and a bunch of different events and different stuff like that. If you decide to join and you pay like a yearly or a monthly fee.
That's not bad because I not only that they get
Yeah.
the recognition because you guys are growing and like being recognized. It's like going to like Harvard. Like, oh, you went to Harvard? People be like, yeah, I was under Bad Boys of Culinary. People that recognize that, be like, oh, I want to work with you, blah blah blah. So it's like I'll say making a band, but it's like, yeah, you giving people that recognition for them to branch out and do their own thing, but they have um that bullet point under their resume to say they work with you guys. So
Exactly.
yeah, I just want to appreciate you for coming again. I want to appreciate you for what you do for the culture because like I'm trying to do the same thing on my own lane with the this Black San Diego, but then I created the Black New York, Black Chicago groups and everything. And I did. It's also a Black Gulf Coast and also Black Alabama. I'm hoping like to grow even more, create some more groups, whatever, so that one day we could all just come together and do something like kind of like what you're doing with the Bad Boy the Culinary. So
Right.
I appreciate everything you're doing, and I'm pretty sure other people appreciate what you're doing too. So
Oh, always, bro. It's about culture. It's about the culture, man. It's always about the culture. Like it's about your people. It don't matter what it is. Don't let a few of these bad apples. There is bad apples out there. There's
mm-hmm.
people out there that don't appreciate what you're doing. There's people out there that just hate just to hate. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I get a yoke saying that I had the worst pancake or the worst something, worst pancakes ever. And I'm like, I don't even serve pancakes. Like it just people would hate just to hate. People would hate
It's
something just to
crazy.
hate something. And the problem with the community, and I'm gonna say that the problem with the community, and it's a San Diego thing because I never witnessed it in New Orleans. My mom's side of family from LA, they not like that. It's a San Diego thing. You can't headshot businesses. And I believe it was Mark Vale who said it best. He been around San Diego many years. He knows how people are out here, and they will headshot a business and kill them, and the next thing you know, they're gone.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Help people grow.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we grow so much is because I listen. People will come and be like, Chef, the chicken was a little salty. I'll go back in the back. Hey, y'all, cut that salt down. Chef,
Mm-hmm.
this was a little bit this. Chef, this was a little bit that. Now, if it's something that's a continuous thing, and I notice it, I'm gonna tell them, look, hey, y'all need to switch this, fix that, this and this and this. You know what I'm saying? You could tell when this is a genuine, like, you know what I'm saying? But for the people that come in and they eat something and they be like, I don't like it. And then we come to you and say, hey, everything good? Yeah, it's good. And then they wait till they get in the car and jump on Facebook and be like, I hated this shit. It's trash.
Oh, I've seen that
I
before.
don't respect that, dog. I don't respect that. I don't
Yeah,
respect that. Like for
I
what?
remember that.
Yeah.
Mm.
For what? For what?
I
Especially I
forgot what it
came to you and
was.
asked you.
I remember that.
Yeah, like I asked you. I asked you, bro. I asked you multiple times. And you couldn't say nothing. You couldn't fix your mouth to say nothing. To me, that's back home, we'd be like, that's pussy back home. We'd be like,
Mhm,
oh, that's whole shit. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Back home, we call it how it is. So
mhm.
for you to do that, it's like, dang, and people do that. It's like, holler at us when we there. Holler at
Like a
us.
stab in the
Let us
back.
know. Hey, we'll fix it. You don't like something, we'll fix it. We will fix it. We ain't these white companies. When you don't like something at Roof Chris, you don't be doing that to them. I know.
Mm-mm.
I was a chef for Roof Chris. Y'all don't do that to them. You don't go to Del Frisco and get $100 steak and you're like, it wasn't that good. But you don't go on there and be like, Del Frisco got the worst steaks I ever fucking had. You don't do that. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying?
You just
So
take the L.
that's something that they just take the L. That's something that needs to be fixed within the culture. That's something that needs to be fixed. That
Mhm. Communication.
but it's communication. It's communication. But we can't let them ruin all the beautiful people that come through and show love. And I'm not
Mhm,
just talking to just me. I hear stuff about everybody. You know what I'm saying? I
mhm,
and that's where the culture changes is when you start stopping all the negativity. Don't come to me and tell me nothing about Surf and Soul. They doing their thing.
mhm.
I'm rock. I'm rocking with them. Don't come and tell me nothing about Coops, nothing about Bowleg. Don't come and tell me nothing about none of them. Don't tell me nothing about none of them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
I don't want to hear nothing. Like, if that's yours, you have to protect that. That's yours. Protect it at all costs. I don't care how you feel about it. Protect it.
for
So
sure.
don't come and tell me nothing about it. I don't want to hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go to Bow Leg as soon as I'm done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
I miss
like,
their rib tips with the mac and cheese.
yeah, yeah,
Man, they
man. Don't
good.
tell me nothing.
For sure,
Man,
for
don't tell
sure.
me nothing. Man, you gotta support that. But I noticed like that's just how it is. I remember me and Kelson did a give back.
Mm-hmm.
We went and bought dishes at Sonny's, Bowleg. I can't remember if we did Coops or not, but I know we did Sonny's, Bowleg, Surf and Soul, Hammond's Ice Cream in North Park. Bought a certain amount of dishes. You buy one, get one free.
Mm.
Everybody showed love. They loved it. People loved it. They was like, "Oh my God, thank you, chefs. This is great. You guys really give back to the community. I love it." They loved it. You know what I'm saying? Louisiana Purchase, we did this is what people don't know, man. We did low income meals during COVID. We did free meals for low income people during COVID. We did meals, we did catering, free catering for gun violence victims. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Like we did so much for the community. It's like, dog, like, you know what I'm
How can
saying?
I
But
hate you?
you don't want how can you hate it?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So so my thing is like for us to do stuff like that and the people to still come back and like I remember I can never forget this lady said she said I sure appreciate what you and Chef Kelson did for the meals, but y'all should have did more meals than that because by the time I got there, they was done. What? Did more meals than that? You ain't help us pay for none of this. Like, what are
Mm-mm.
you?
By the time you
What are
got
you
there,
talking
it's all about me and you.
about? Yeah, yeah. Oh man, see, that's just there you go, bro. There
Yeah,
you
that
go.
reminded me of the
Hey,
time
hey.
um I had a photo shoot set up for like a group of girls, whatever. And this one girl was like, she can't go, so can I reschedule it? Mind you, the place is booked already, the venue's booked and everything. So you want me to cancel this? Tell other girls we're gonna move it because you can't come. That's the kind of stuff. Like, nah, I can't do that.
See what I mean?
Mm-mm.
See what I mean?
You got any like tips you would give, like stuff you wish you would have known before, like as part of as being a chef?
The biggest tip I could give you is if you're about to be a chef of a restaurant, not private. If you're trying to be a chef of a restaurant, know firsthand what you're getting into. Know firsthand how long, how many hours, and how stressful this business is going to be. Um, Pay attention to that. because I see people fold all the time. I see those 50, 60 hours a week people get tired and fold and don't want to do it no more. I see it all the time. So
Mhm.
you have to know exactly what you're getting into. It's long nights. It's stressful. If you're in a relationship, I think it was a statistic that said 58% of chefs get divorced. So, so it's a lot, and it takes a lot, and especially when you grow and you become bigger and bigger and better, and it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. So just understand. You don't just want it for the fame, and don't just want it for this and that. Understand what you're getting into. Know what you're getting into. That's all I can say. And make sure your cost is always correct. Don't never shortchange yourself.
For sure, for sure. Last thing I want to say, you have any book recommendations?
Book,
Mm-hmm.
not really. I not really, not really.
For
Donald
sure.
Link got a book. Was really good on Cajun cooking. I would
Mm-hmm.
suggest everybody to check out the Donald Link book. If you don't have like the Leah Chase book, I mean that's always a good one just because it's old school Creole cooking. So those are the two that's pretty
Okay.
that sticks out of
Uh,
my head when it comes to culinary.
I'll put those in the bio. I looked those up, put them in the bio of this podcast so people could see.
Oh, oh, definitely, definitely.
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I know we've been talking for a minute. I didn't even know we could
Yeah,
talk this
yeah.
long, to be honest. But I was like, I had my notes and everything. I was like, damn, I don't know if we're gonna talk that long, but we did our thing. So I appreciate you for even taking your time out because I know how busy you is being a chef and everything. So and like being a part of losing the purchase in general, I know you guys are always jumping. So just taking even an hour out your day to do this is definitely grateful.
Appreciate it, bro.
For sure. And oh, matter of fact, can you tell people how to find you?
Oh yeah, man, definitely, 100%, man. Look, you can find me Chef Works 86 on IG, Quentin Austin on Facebook, or you could come down to the restaurant Louisiana Purchase SD. That's 2305 University in Louisiana. Or you can find me in Oceanside at Q&A's, which is named after me, Quentin Austin. Q&A's in Oceanside, Q&A's Oyster Bar at the Brick Hotel. Um, yeah, I mean I'm pretty easy to locate. So
For sure. Definitely. Like I said, definitely one of the best chefs out there. So get into with him. All right.
cool, appreciate
I'll
it.
keep in touch with you, bro.
Always, man, always.
All right.
All right.
All right. That's all for the episode. I want to thank anybody that's who's still listening. Your time is valuable to me because time is money. Like I said, drop a review and follow me on Instagram at speakonit7. Also, if you haven't checked out my book, it's on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. It's called For the Love of Black Women. And yeah, that's all for now. So till next time, peace.